What's up, everybody? We just finished up a drum tracking session in my living room. So we're really happy with the way that the drums sounded on this particular session, so I figured I'd make a cool little video just to show everybody what we used. Let's start with the drum kit here. We've got a combination of Tama and Yamaha drums. Just to show some of the sizes before we take this off. We've got a big moving blanket over the kick drum here, but I'll take this out to show everybody what we've got going on. So this is a 24x18 Tama Starclassic Birch kick drum. We've got a mic in there. It's an AKG D112, and we've got a Yamaha Subkick on the outside. They're not quite in front of each other, but they're pretty close. When we look back at the waveforms for this session, they were very in phase. So much so that when you flip the phase on the channel, it actually canceled each other out. So you've got just a little bit of a blanket down in there, just to show. So the head's tuned very, very low. All the drums are tuned low, so you can tell how low it is. We've got an Audio-Technica 4050 just in front of the kit as just a mono room. We've got the matching Tama Starclassic Birch snare. This is 14 by 6.5 with a Beta 56 on top. I'm coming around to this side of the kit. This is a 12 by 9 Yamaha Oak Custom tom with an Audio-Technica ATM 450 on the top. This is a Yamaha Oak Custom 16 by 16 floor tom with a Audix D6 on it. And all these drums are tuned super, super low. So the snare is low, the tom is low, this tom is low. So the goal, what we did on this session, was we wanted to get the drums as big and as dead sounding as possible, going for like a 70s kind of vibe. So just kind of looking at cymbals here. We've got mostly Paiste up here. Dark Energy crash. This is a 20. This is an 18-inch crash. This is a 17-inch Paiste 20 crash. Some A Custom Master Sound hi-hats. I'm going over here. We've got a Paiste 20 21-inch ride, and over here we've got a Paiste traditional medium heavy ride. And then this is a Paiste sound effect. This is a 13-inch cup chime, which doesn't get that much use, but it sounds really cool. If you want that like death metal bell sound, you can use it. As far as overheads go, those are extremely cheap overheads. I bought those on eBay like 10 years ago. They're MXL mics. I think they're 440s or 441s, but they came in a 2-pack of a large diaphragm condenser, and then they have a pencil condenser. And each one cost $50. So I got 4 microphones for $100. And those have been my default drum overheads for a long time. For very cheap microphones, they actually sound really nice. They're like a 414, but just a bit brighter. So if you just knock down just 8K just a little bit, they actually work really well on drums, and they hold their own to more expensive drum overheads. So we've got drum overheads there. You can see that I've got my couches and things moved out of the way. We've got some room mics in the corners here. Got one over there, and have one over here. Pardon the mess. We've just spent the past 4 days tracking drums. So as far as capture goes, we tracked the session using Mo2 conversion. All of the drums went into Focusrite ISA 828s, just some headphone amps. I have this cool Groove Tubes Supre tube amp that I use for overhead sometimes, but it didn't see any use. We had some issues with one of our studio power amp, so I actually had this amp just laying around in the closet that we're using to drive our midfield speakers here. So pardon it, sounds like a jet engine at the moment, but got some UAD stuff for mixing, and here is the setup. So we didn't use it in a traditional way. We wanted to record this. We wanted to do our tracking in the house, just because this is over Christmas, and that just was the easiest way to spend time with our families. So we didn't do it in a proper studio, so we did it in the house. So today, before I tore everything down so that my house can go back to a normal situation, we tracked some drums. I tracked some drums this morning. I just wanted to let you guys listen to what this actually sounds like. So this is one of my favorite drum tracks. This is a Perfect Circles Judith. I thought that the way we were doing our actual session was the drums sounded good with this, and I just stole some tracks off YouTube and just cranked it out this morning. So there's a couple of clunkers in there, but I just wanted to track drums on this. So let's give it a listen. So we'll pop the track in. We'll pop the track out. We'll just go through some things individually. So this is our kick drum. Add the snare in. Get some toms in. Let's start that part over again to get some toms. Add our overheads in. And then last we'll add our room mics in. So if you listen to the overheads, so what you're listening to now are the two MXL mics and an SM57 on the hi-hat. And then we'll pop our room mics in here. So these are the two MXL mics in the corner and the 4050 in front of the kick drum. Pop the track back in. So that's our drum tracking session. I figured you guys would enjoy that. One last pan over to our rack of death over here, but hope everyone's had a great holiday. We'll see you soon.